I met young Pharaoh in his peak. He was just about, not his peak, but in the beginning, he was on the couch. And young Pharaoh and a lot of other brothers was coming for Brother Polite head. And so me and young Pharaoh was cool, and I told him not to do that. I told him that he had enough light to have his own movement without putting somebody else's out. But Brother Polite had it coming because he did that to the church. He put the church's light out so that he could have a light. And so he built his whole thing on attacking all these other religions. But the brother had enough knowledge on his own to get a following without that. And so young Pharaoh came along, and me and young Pharaoh, I'll never forget when Sinetta first let young Pharaoh online. And young Pharaoh had just bumped into me, and him was building. And then he said, yo, I'm coming to New York, da, 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 da. So basically he wound up coming to my crib in the Bronx, in the BX, my baby mom crib. Me and him start getting cool and shit. We was cool and stuff. And then boom, I told him, I said, yo, bro, don't debate. Don't knock anybody else down to pick yourself up, because you're an intelligent dude. And what we got is so much more than a debate for. Just teach your shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't debate. And so I brought him to the meeting with Sinetta. We was all sitting on the couch the first time he met him. And I was like, yo, you know, but as soon as that camera turned on, young Pharaoh just snapped. This nigga was like Pac, like he was snapping like Pac. I was like looking at him like, bro, what is you doing? Don't know. Because when you put somebody else like out for yours to shine, and Brother Polite had it coming, just karma. Because he put the church's light out. He said, fuck God, fuck God of the Bible. This was his claim to fame. Although these brothers have enough information on their own to the point where they don't need to break nobody else down for them to shine. But what happens is when you do that and you build your name, your fame, your claim to fame off that, is you don't last long. Somebody else can come along and do the same thing to you, because that's how karma gonna work out anyway. And that's why I told young Pharaoh, I'm like, yo, dog, don't do this shit, bro. And when he did it, me and him fell out, because I was just like, yo, I ain't in debating about the truth. You know, the truth is the truth. You know, we could share with each other facts on facts, but do it on your own video and build and keep building your own thing on your own. So he went on Sinetta, and his following said snap, and Sinetta took him on, and he started attacking Brother Polite, calling Brother Polite a fraud, exposing Brother Polite. You know how black people do. We snatching each other down instead of building each other up like crabs in a bucket. It's like a heavyweight champion fight, and you got to fight your way up to the heavyweight fight, and then you fight the final, and then you take their place, you take the belt or whatever. But the problem is, sooner or later, somebody's going to come for Pharaoh, just like somebody came for Brother Polite. And it's an ongoing thing, and we got to stop this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I respect the Brother Polite, because Brother Polite is a sharp dude. He stupid heavy, way heavier than he displays. Because I seen the brother say things that had me be like, wow, like, and say it in an intellectual way. I respect him. I respect the brother. I respect young Pharaoh. I don't think young Pharaoh need to expose anybody. I don't think none of us need to expose anybody, because we have enough intellectual data to stand as light bearers, as lighthouses, enough than to tear someone else down. I think if somebody's going to be teared down, that they'll do it on their own record. You don't need to help them. If anything, you'll need to build them. and use your platform to show how mature you are. But we didn't do that. We tore each other down. And I'm not with that. I'm not with the tearing each other down. I'm with the, if you wrong about something, me coming at your knowledge, I'm with that. I'm with that because that advances us. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was cool when Pharaoh and Brother Polite had their debates in the beginning. It was stupid cool because they was talking about different things, the Nuwabians versus Black Power movement. And it was like they was talking about the knowledge and they was debating each other's knowledge, not each other. You know, the internet allows us, and what Sarnetta did was Sarnetta made a middle ground. So it was like a debate forum where we could sit and talk about each other's information to get the top information so that we can move as a people forward. But it turned into a yo, I'm better or smarter than you type thing, you know, a challenge in that way, when it was just about, yo, is your knowledge right versus my knowledge? Let's debate this versus this. And they would get together and debate and make it entertaining. At the same time, you would come out of the debate like, oh, okay, so that was that and this was that. But now we got the information age here. Well, all this information is out here. All this knowledge is out here. You no longer need to wait till somebody comes up with a platform of, you know, you got YouTube. People put their own platforms up of knowledge. And so, you know, this threw that away. So now you had young Pharaoh come along, who is a smart brother, Brother Polite, smart brother. And so I was building with them, and I was like, I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that, you know, young Pharaoh was tearing Brother Polite down or going at the Israelites or anything. I was like, yo, you don't need to. Let me tell you something I learned a long time ago from an OG, and I'm his OG. You know what I'm saying? I'm young Pharaoh OG. And so I was telling him, I was like, listen, man, it's something that an OG told me one day. It was like, listen, if you got a diamond in your hand, and you know that they got coal in theirs, the more you talk about the coal in their hand, the more they're going to hold it tighter and grip it tighter. But if you just talk about the diamond in your hand and the light and how the light hits it and all the spectrums and how beautiful the color is, and look how beautiful this diamond is right here. If you just focus on what you have to offer, then psychologically, people will drop the coal in their hand to reach for that diamond. This is what I told the brother. He said, nah, man. And he went and did his own thing. I was pissed off. I ain't gonna lie. Because I wanted to build with him. I wanted me and Pharaoh to, you know what I mean, build. But it didn't work like that. But now he got Brother Polite's following. Then he went further than that. And then he got Sarnetta's following, you know, and then he just took off like that, you know what I'm saying? And it just was war, you know. It was like Saru Seti and Pharaoh versus Sarnetta and Brother Polite. It was like, come on, man, what's going on? So that's the history of it. But we got to stop doing this shit. And I want all of us to peep it and stop it. Cut it the fuck out.